What up, family? Peace, love, and positive thinking. Thank you for joining my channel. This is Guru. Today's topic is about athletes like Adam Jones who deserve to be heard with open ears. The Orioles star is the latest big name athlete to publicly speak out on racial issues. It seems Colin Kaepernick of the 49ers, the quarterback, has started something, a flame that's hard to put out. Let's get to this story. Everyone on Twitter has an opinion, and each and every one of them is going to be heard. So Colin Kaepernick can't have an opinion. Adam Jones can't have an opinion. Athletes who face constant scrutiny must act like docile servants. Please, if anything, we need to hear from these athletes who are in positions of influence, whether they like it or not, whether that is a good thing or bad. You do not have to agree with Kaepernick and other NFL players who are staging silent protests during national anthems, objecting to the treatment of minorities in the U.S. Nor do you have to agree with Jones, who in an interview with USA Today, Bob Nightingale called baseball, quote, a white man's sport in explaining why no major leaguers have made similar demonstrations. But don't tell me that either discussion is inappropriate. Fact, many African Americans remain concerned about racial inequality and police brutality. Fact, African Americans comprised only 8.3% of opening day rosters this season, according to the University of Central Florida's Institute for Diversity and Ethics in Sport. The two issues obviously are quite different and far too complex to be reduced to the I'm right, you're wrong shouting matches that are so prevalent in today's public discourse. Jones himself stands for the anthem. He cited multiple reasons for that in a conversation with reporters in Boston on Monday night, the military service of his father and brother among them. But he eloquently defended Kaepernick's right to take a stand. Quote, sometimes we just need to talk about it, Jones said. Athletes are the ones people listen to. We're the ones people bet on all the time. This was the right opportunity. I know I'm going to get backlash from it. That's just part of it whenever you speak up. But at the end of the day, if more conversations are being started, I'm happy. Bingo. Too much is being made about Kaepernick's protest and not enough about what his protest is about. Exactly. As Jones pointed out, Kaepernick is receiving far more criticism than his now former San Francisco 49ers teammate Bruce Miller, the cave beast on the far right hand side, the number 49, 49 things about number 49. Surprise, surprise, wait until you hear about Bruce Miller, who last week was arrested and charged with aggravated assault, elder abuse, threats, and battery against a 70-year-old man and his 29-year-old son. Priorities, anyone? Jones should not be the only baseball player talking about these issues. If anything, major leaguers, and not just African American major leaguers, should be at the forefront of social activism, honoring the tradition of Jackie Robinson. The problem for African American players, Jones said, is that they fear the game will reject them if they speak their minds. Quote, we already have too many strikes against us, unquote, Jones said. Quote, so you might as well not kick yourself out of the game. In football, you can't kick them out. You need those players. In baseball, they don't need us. Quote, baseball is a white man's sport, unquote. Jones, if he was referring solely to the plain population, was not entirely accurate. Whites comprise 59.7% of the opening day rosters and Latinos 28.5%. But the sports ruling class, managers, general managers, and owners, is overwhelmingly white. So, for that matter, is the baseball media. I'm sorry. So for that matter is the baseball media, of course. In any case, this isn't a presidential debate where fact checkers hold candidates accountable. No, this is mostly a discussion about the way blacks are treated by police in America. Not all police, not even the majority, but a certain percentage that crosses the line. And if you are not African American, sorry, your opinion carries less weight than those who actually experience abuse, those whose perceptions cannot simply be ignored. Here's a thought. Let's stop talking and listen to Colin Kaepernick, to Adam Jones, to anyone with the courage to speak out and the eloquence to provoke thought. Family, what do you think about this? So, family, do you think that Adam Jones is using this as a scapegoat as to why major leaguers don't demonstrate as well by the simple fact that he feels that baseball is, quote, a white man's sport, and saying that because there's not enough African Americans in the sport to make any kind of stance or any kind of what's the word I'm trying to use, noise by demonstrating. Do you think that that's a fair assessment that Adam Jones has made here? I think this section right here of the article is very fitting with a picture of Colin Kaepernick kneeling in the picture below. But it says here, this is mostly a discussion about the way blacks are treated by police in America. Not all police, not even the majority, but a certain percentage that crosses the line. You know, this is the whole message and why Colin Kaepernick has been actually sitting out the national anthem. But more importantly, I think Colin Kaepernick has really awakened a lot of black people and people of color in particular. I think he's awakened a lot of us. Some of us have already been awoke, but I think he's brought to light a lot of things. I think he's really brought to light how racist the national anthem is. That it was written by a racist and he was a slave owner, and how the fact that how any African American or person of color can stand for something like that. Now, the dominant society, the status quo, white America, you can hang it up. You, as far as trying to get people to go along with your charades, you should hang that up. People do not have to do that. Not when we live under a constitution. You know, we have that right and that freedom. So you can hang that up. And then what's so bad about this situation, though, is what we're seeing now is we're hearing people going after people's careers and trying to take their and getting their sponsors taken away and stuff like that. I guess it's all fair game, though, huh? So I think Adam Jones and players like Colin Kaepernick and many others who are actually standing up for a principle by sitting or kneeling during the national anthem. I think they're asserting their First Amendment rights. One of America's greatest principles, it is the First Amendment right. It's not the second or third or fourth, fifth, or sixth. It is the First Amendment right. And I think all Americans should be supporting Colin. Now, what's funny is how his jersey became the #1 selling jersey, which means that either there's a whole lot more Americans who actually support this principle, who are not actually speaking out, but they're actually showing their support by actually buying Colin Kaepernick's jersey by making it #1, or you have a group of idiots who will spend their money, waste their money, and buy it, only to come on social media and burn it in front of you to show how big and bad they are. I guess it just doesn't make sense. But nonetheless, I'm going to go with the first part, that I believe that more Americans have just shown and poured out their support for Colin and what he's standing for, and which means that if that's the case, that they're actually saying that no, this is in fact true, that black people are being treated unfairly, and people, other minorities in America, and that this does need to be talked about. Now I'm going to move into a different segment of this video. I want to give a shout out to somebody who I saw today. As I watched the video, I shared this video, and I liked the video because the guy was right on point, and that is the Jedi. The Jedi deserves to be mentioned in this video because he mentioned some key factors that I've always thought of, and I'm going to piggyback on something he mentioned and share that within this vlog as well. If you get a chance, family, you should go over and check this out. It is a plea to NFL and NBA athletes. And basically, he puts forth a really serious and great argument as to the power that African American players, especially African American players, hold within the NBA and the NFL, and that if you only knew how much power you had and put forth that power, and then you took it over, just like he said, instead of you just buying this small house for your mom, you would be instead buying your family an island, like what they do, the ones who the owners, I'd say, or the plantation keepers, if you will. I don't know what you want to call them, but basically what he's saying is, black folks, you have so much talent that you keep giving your power and your talent away. You're selling it to them, and they're making all the profits while you make the little crumbs. So yeah, you might buy yourself a little house, but you don't understand that the money that they pay you to buy your little house, they're going off and buying a little island. And that's the problem, because it's your talent, it's your skill. It's just like with our not only our athletes, though. I'm gonna take this one a step further and talk about our singers as well, our entertainers. I mean, there's many of them, the Mary J. Bliges and so many others that have signed their life away on these contracts and ended up sure making some good money, but the managers and these other people made way more than these people with the talent. And that's the issue. That's the issue we have, black folks, is we're the ones with the talent, and yet they make money off of us, but they make a whole lot more, and that's a problem. They should be getting jobs through us, because wait a second, let me get back to the athletes though. Could you imagine if they all decided to walk off? This is something that the Jedi mentions in his video. Could you imagine if they all decided to walk off? It would shut everything down. There wouldn't be no NFL or Super Bowl. There wouldn't be the playoffs. It wouldn't be that. And then the white players, what would they do? Because they need you guys. They need you guys to be the rest of the team. Could you imagine if you weren't there? I mean, this is some power that you guys have in the palm of your hand. And when we're talking about police brutality and the injustice that we've endured for hundreds of years, you guys are in a position to make a change, to set the direction going in a serious change. You have that ability to make that change. You have that power. We have that power. But especially athletes. You guys, there's so much money behind what you do. And so, of course, the owners and things, they're nervous. That's why everybody is watching what Colin is doing these days. But see, that's a distraction, because that's all they're doing now, is watching what you guys are doing. I was looking at YouTube, not YouTube, but another channel. I won't say their name because, see, I'm on YouTube and I really like YouTube, so that's what I'm gonna push. But I was on another one of the browsers earlier, or search engines. And as I was going through the different articles, all I kept seeing was different articles of different people and what they were doing during the national anthem. Is so stupid. They're not talking about the principle of what this is all about. Not at all. We have yet to talk about the injustices and what's going on with Black America. Is just not being discussed. Within Black America, it is, yes. We're bringing it up. We're talking about it. But mainstream media and stuff, no, no. So, I was really motivated to do this video thanks to the Jedi. So kudos to you, brother. You did a great job on that. I liked it. A little bit too much begging for me, but I get your point. I get your passion. You were right on point, brother. I am not clowning you whatsoever. You did it, and I appreciated that. And again, it inspired me. That's what the word I was trying to find. Yes, you inspired me to do this one. So family, I want to know what you think about it all. I outlined a few things about what Adam Jones mentioned. I'm just curious what you think. If you think baseball is, quote, a white man's sport, and then what do you think about him saying that the reason why you don't see them demonstrating is because they wouldn't make any kind of dent in what the cause is about? Or do you just think it's a cop-out? Thanks for watching, family. Peace, love, and positive thinking. Share, like, and subscribe. I'm out.